ETW, or Event Tracing for Windows, is a free profiling system from Microsoft that records enormous detail about what is happening on your computer. These ETW traces contain enough information to understand almost any performance problem. I've used these traces to understand performance bugs in dozens of different programs. It used to be that recording ETW traces was complicated and annoying, but I fixed that by creating the open source UIforETW tool. Now, analyzing an ETW trace is still challenging, but recording an ETW trace has never been easier. In just a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to install UIforETW and record a high-quality trace. To install UIforETW, just go to its GitHub website and grab the latest ETW package release. We'll go there right now. It's just at github.com, Google, UIforETW releases. And the latest version as of today is version 1.31. We just have to scroll down to the ETW package.zip area, and we'll click on that to download it. Once it's downloaded, we'll get Windows to extract that for us. I'm going to extract that to the desktop folder, but you can put it wherever you want. It takes a little while to do the extraction. We should probably profile that at some point, but not today. And there is our ETW package directory. We just go into there, go into the bin directory, and launch UIforETW.exe. Say yes to the elevation request because ETW tracing requires elevation, and there we are. Now, when you're installing it for the first time, it's going to install the Windows Performance Toolkit, which is Microsoft's toolkit for recording ETW traces. And that might take maybe 10 seconds to a minute or so. It's just a one-time cost though, and it should be a completely automatic process. And then you can optionally pin this to the taskbar if you want to make sure that it's easy to find in the future. Recording a trace is easy. We'll just switch over to UIforETW. We just have to click the Start Tracing button, and immediately ETW trace data starts being recorded to in-memory circular buffers. And you can leave this running continuously. And at any given point, the last maybe 10 seconds to several minutes of activity will be in those circular buffers. After you've reproduced the slow behavior that you want to record, just click Save Trace Buffers, and that will save the current contents of those circular buffers to disk in a trace for later analysis. So let's click that now. And that's it. We've recorded a trace. Now, at this point, tracing is still running. So you can record subsequent traces by clicking Save Trace Buffers again, or you can click Stop Tracing, or you can just close UIforETW when you're done, and that will also stop tracing. After recording a trace, it's a good idea to rename it to remind you of what it contains. And we can just click on it and go Rename Trace, just a test for the video. And then in here, in the trace information box, you want to put some information about what was going on when you recorded the trace, what you saw that was slow, what you were doing that triggered it, and as much information as possible about the timing of all of this so that somebody analyzing the trace can understand what was going on. Recorded me doing nothing. Well, there's really not much more to say in this case, but try and give a lot of detail, especially about how long ago the hang happened, how long it was from when the bad behavior you saw occurred to when you clicked Save Trace Buffers. Now, once you've got your trace recorded and renamed, you can load it into the WPA trace viewer by double-clicking on the trace name. Or, if you don't want to analyze the trace yourself, just right-click on it and select Browse Folder. So here's where the traces are being saved to, and we can just select those two files, zip them up, and share them with somebody who is an expert in trace analysis. If you prefer to see these instructions in text form instead of in video form, just go to that first link, and there's my blog post talking about how to use UIforETW to record traces. Better yet, go to tinyurl.com/etwcentral, and that's where I've got links to all of my ETW related blog posts, including that how to record a trace article, and also a link to some training videos which give you a couple of hours of information about how to analyze ETW traces. And in addition to those videos, I've got lots of articles talking about specific problems that I investigated and how I understood what was going on in various different programs. With all the information available on ETW Central, you should be able to become a trace analysis expert. Thank you for listening, and good luck.